Welcome to our new class of PowerPoint. In our previous class, we've learned everything about new slides and also clipboard. In this class, I'm going to cover everything to get you started from the front to the paragraph menu in PowerPoint and how will you be able to use it up to its extent. Make sure not to skip any part of this class, and without any further ado, let's move on to our class by opening up PowerPoint on our device. From my screen, you can see that I have opened up PowerPoint. Now, in my previous class, I've shown you everything you need to know about clipboard and also the slides. So now we're going to learn about customization of your text. First thing, what I want to do is I have this title box over here. Now I'm going to start off putting in a bit of text. Maybe I'm going to type in the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. So I have my text over here, okay? Now I want to customize it a bit. So starting off, I want to, let's say, change the font. First off, let's select up the text. And now you will have this box over here. You can change your font from this box over here. You can also change it from here. It also allows you to get a preview of the text which you are gliding on your cursor. So just in case, maybe I'm going to go down, and it's as you can see, whenever I hover this mouse through any of these, text or any of these fonts, it is already applied. But not like already applied, it's just giving you out a preview. So if I drag it over here, you can see the font of this one. And even if I keep on going down and if I just use my mouse to hover through them, it's going to change. But if I click on anywhere inside of the slide, you can see that there is no customization done. So what are you going to do to actually apply it? Select up the text again, and then go off to the font section and select the one which you want to use. Maybe just in case I want to use this. So click it with your left mouse key, and now you can see that the font which I wanted it to change into has been applied. Now, the next thing, what you want to do is go over here, and there are other methods of actually applying fonts. You can also search up for fonts anytime you want. Just maybe I want, if I put in Comic Sans MS, and if I hit on enter, it will just change into that specific font. You can also download fonts from online and apply it anytime you want to. Just one thing you have to do is you have to take the font file into the font section of Microsoft PowerPoint or the Microsoft Office suite. The next thing, what we're going to learn is about how you can change the size of your text. You can change the size of your text just by select the part, and you can change it from here. You will also get the preview just the way you see the fonts, but it only extends up to 96. What if you want to change it up above 96? What are you going to do? Just go off over here and type in the number. So in case maybe I want 300, so type in 300, hit on enter, and there you go, 300 has been applied. Maybe I want 100 if I want to. It's basically up to me. So just in case, I'm going to keep it up to 90 or maybe even 70. There we go. We can see it inside of my slide. You can also change it from here, just the same way, and you can click on any of them you want to. You can also have shortcut or use the shortcut keys to increase them up and down. Now, it also has an individual button to increase them step by step. So what you can do is you have these buttons over here. It helps you to make it bigger. And the shortcut key for this is Control Shift and then, let's say, the greater than sign. Control Shift, and there we go. And if you do the less than sign, it's going to be going shorter. You just have to keep on pressing Control and Shift, and you'll be able to increase it step by step. Another thing that you will notice while doing this is that it only shifts to the next number which you have over here on this list. And you can also make it shorter if you want to, but you have to select up the text and then make it shorter. You can also select up certain parts to make it shorter and bigger. Select up any specific part and you can increase up that part. You can also decrease up that part anytime you want to. You can also change the number directly from here and you can even change the font of only that specific text. Now, the next thing what we're going to learn about is going to be about bolding, italic, underline, strike through, and shadow. So select up the text first and then click on bold and it has been gone bold. If you press on italic, it's going to be italic. You can also apply an underline, a shadow, and even a strike through if you want to. You can also use these to toggle them back into how they were. So if I press on each and every one of them, it's going to go back to how it was. Each of them has their own shortcut keys. So Control B for bold, Control U for underline, Control I for italic, but the next ones do not have any shortcut keys. So you just basically have to use the button. You can use the same shortcut keys to toggle them back. So Control U to remove it, Control I to remove it, Control B to remove bold, italic, and also underline. The next thing what we're going to learn is about character spacing. You can have the character spacing normal, which is already on default. You can also make them loose. You can also change them into toggle case. You can keep, let's say I'm going to go over here, very loose. More spacing, you can apply it on your own. You can see this one is loose, this one is very loose, this one is tight, and this one is very tight. So you can select up whichever one you want. And if you want to apply any one of them, just click on them and it will be applied. The next one is more spacing. If you want to apply more spaces, you can just click on this button over here and it will just create that space for you. Font, expanded, and you can also keep it condensed. Condensed is going to make it more tighter and expanded is going to keep more space in between them. You can see we have more spaces inside of our texts. Okay. The next thing what you can try doing is about changing the case. So if you want to change the case, you can see we have sentence case, lowercase, uppercase, capitalize each word, and also toggle case. So let's move on them step by step. Sentence case is going to have the first capital, or let's say the first alphabet of the sentence to be capital. Lowercase is going to just turn each and every one of them into lower cases. The next one we have is uppercases. Everything is basically going to go into uppercase. You can also capitalize each word in the sentence. And if you want to toggle the case, what happens is that it turns the lowercase into capital and capital back into lowercase. So click on that and you can see it is basically the opposite. So you can revert back just by selecting all of them and getting them back into sentence case. You can also get all of these back into a normal spacing if you want to. The next thing what we're going to learn about is going to be about highlight. You can also highlight your text anytime you want to. Just in case maybe I want to highlight Fox into orange. So select up Fox, go off the highlight, and you can select up these colors. So you have yellow and a couple of these colors. You can also apply no color, which is basically going to have it just the way it is. But it is going to be in a specific color. So you can also change it to this one, and you can also change it to another one if you want to. You can also change it off just by selecting back on this highlight button over here. You can also highlight it back if you want to, but first thing's going to happen is that the cursor is going to turn into this marker and you can highlight the part which you want to. You can also remove it back just by doing the same thing. So maybe I'm going to select up brown and I'm going to select brown over here. And I can also select up the dog to make it brown. I can also use a different color. Maybe I want green. So if I put in green, I'm going to turn this on and I'm going to click on this. There we go, green. Now another color which I want is pink. So I can also select up this part and I can also select up the open spaces to turn into any specific color. But this is only going to be highlighted and you can also undo up each and every one of these processes. Okay, there we go. Now, the next thing, what I'm going to show you is going to be how you can change the color of the text. If you want to change the color of your text, select up the part. Maybe I only want T to be changing color. So I can click on over here. The color has been changed. And I can select all of these colors over here. I can select up any of these and the color will change. And you can also select up standard colors, and you have more color options to get into this RGB panel, which is going to basically help you to select up any color you want. You can use RGB and also HSL. You can fix it up by red, green, and blue, and you can also apply in any hex code which you want to use. You can also go off the standard. You can select up any specific color if you want to. But I'm going to be using this, so if I press on OK, it is going to change it to that color. Now, what if I want to use this specific color into each and every one of them? So you can also select up this one, go off over here, and this color is already going to be saved. I'm going to select up all of these parts, and I'm going to change it into that color. Okay, so you'll be able to save up more colors if you select more. Now, another thing what you can try doing is that I'm going to press on Control Z, select up this part, and if I go off over here, click on eyedropper, and I'll be able to select the color which I want to use. Now, you'll be able to use it from your platform, even from your own desktop if you have, let's say, an image open, or you don't even have to or need to have an image. You can just select up the part which you want to use the color of. Now, the next thing what I'm going to do is that you can also select it or use that color just by using Format Painter. So if I select on this, it is also going to change color. But as I have this different type of font over here, so I just did not apply this into, let's say, the Format Painter because it's also going to change up, let's say, the whole text and also the font. The next thing, what I'm going to show you is how you can remove out the formatting. So if I want to remove the formatting, including the text, what I can do is click on this button and it's going to clear all the formatting, and it's even going to get back to its default font. I can also select up on this one, and I can also get it back to on default. So we are basically done with the fonts, but if you want to get into more additional font features, you can open this up and you'll be able to do all of these things at once. You can also do some character spacing, but you can see over here there is no line spacing. So you can see you can also apply superscript and also subscript if you want to. So superscript and subscript is basically used on mathematical equations most of the time, such as, we have mathematical equations like maybe I want H2O. So what am I going to do? I need the 2 on, let's say, at the bottom. So what I have to do is select the 2 over here, and maybe I want this at the bottom. So click on this button over here, and then go off over here and type or click on subscript. So click on OK. There we go. We have subscript, and you can also turn it into superscript if you want it at the top. So what we have to do is maybe 2, 2, and I want it to be 2 squared. So go off over here, and we are going to select on superscript, press on OK. There we go. We have superscript. You can also change it up if you want to. Maybe I want it to be on 40%, press on OK. It's going to be on 40%. You can also lower this subscript over here just by clicking on the offset, and maybe I want 30%. Okay. Click on 30 or 32, press on OK. It's going to be a bit more lower. Okay. So this is basically how you'll be able to use subscript and also subscript at the same time. Now let's move on to our paragraph tools. Remove these, and I'm going to keep on the quick brown fox. Okay. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to customize my paragraphs. First thing, or the first option which we have, is the bullets. If you want to create bullets, you can do that. So maybe I'm going to copy all of these, Control C, paste it over here, and this one I also want it inside of the list. So what I can do over here is I'm going to remove this. And if I hit on enter, it's not going to create another list. But if we go over here, and if I remove all of these, and this is just the title box, we have to basically apply it in the subscript or the subtitle box. So here, maybe I want orange, apple, banana. So if I select on 3 of them and click on this list, you can see the list has been created. We can also change up the way it looks like just by select on any one of these. You can also go off the bullets and numbers and you'll be able to change it. You can use pictures and you can also customize it anytime you want to with any specific, symbols. Maybe I want this. If I press on OK, and you can see it has been changed. What if you want numbers? If you want numbers, click on this over here and it will turn into numbers. You can also turn it off and on just like you can do on over here. So this one is unordered list and this one is an ordered list. You can also change it up into numbers and you can see we have alphabets, lowercase, uppercase, Roman numbers, everything. Okay. Now, what if you want to use images? So you can also use images if you want to, but you can also change up the size over here. You can start off with any specific number. So I can start off with 4 or 3 or 5, 100, 105. You can type in any number. Maybe I want to start off with 400 and you can press off and on OK. And it's going to basically start. Okay. That is what I want to start off with, or maybe I want to start off with 0, but it's not going to validate it because it starts off with 1. Okay. You can also change the color from here and the recent color is also going to be saved. And you can click on more color to apply more. Press on OK and the color has been changed. So if you want to use any images, so you can go off over here, go off the picture, and you can use anything from your file. So I'm going to use any specific image. So first off, I'm going to open up Google Chrome. Now I'm going to show you a site from where you'll be able to download royalty-free images. Go off to pixels.com. And from there, you're going to download any image. Now, as we are on Pixels, now let's download any one of these photos. Click on download. And then you're going to basically wait for a bit until download has been done. It's basically going to start off downloading in just a bit. Just make sure that you have internet connection. Okay. So I'm going to click on download and there we go. The download has been started. And we're just going to basically wait for a bit. And then we're going to open up the directory where we have the file. And then we're going to use that specific photo as a list. So as it has been downloaded, so I can go off from a file. I'm going to go off the downloads and there we go. We have the file over here. Select on this and there we go. We have the image applied. Okay. So this is basically how you'll be able to use images as list and you can create more of them if you want to. Okay. So that is basically it. Now the next thing what we're going to know is about the orientation. You can also see the buttons over here. You will be able to use them over here too. Now, the orientation are of 4 types: left, right, center, and justified. So if you want it on the left, click on this over here. It also has a shortcut key for that. Control and L, Control and R for right. You can see you can also click on over here if you want to. You can also keep it center just by clicking on this, or Control and E, and Control and J for justified. Okay? You can just go off the justified. So Control and E for center, Control L for left, and Control R for right. So I'm going to keep it on center by pressing on Control E for now. The next thing, what you need to know is about how many, let's say, columns do you want. So maybe I want 2 columns. So I can apply 2 columns and it's going to create another column for me right over here. You can also make it into 3 columns. You can see over here. And you can also create more if you want to. Just click on more columns and you can add more. And you can also customize this, like the spacing of it. Okay, that is basically how you'll be able to apply more columns. Now, the next thing what you need to know is about the indentation. So you can also keep it on the right and you can also keep it on the left if you want to. So I'm going to keep it justified for now. And if I can take it on the right, you can see it is going smaller. And if I take it on the left, it's going to go back to how it was. It mostly is very important in cases of writing, let's say, a couple of articles and stuff. You'll be able to make it more adjacent to what you need. The next thing what you need to know is about the line spacing. So you can also create a bit of line spacing. You can see you can create more space. You can keep it more spacious and you can keep it more tight. And you can go off the line spacing option and you can just fix it a bit more. Like before, text should be a lot higher. And you can also keep it on hanging or first line. You can also fix out the measurements and you can also fix out the spacing from before and after. You can also fix out multiple or single line, double line, fix it up all according to your need. So maybe just in case I want 36 over here, but after I want maybe like 18. And if I multiply it, or maybe I want exactly, or 1.5 lines, if I press on OK, this is how it should look like. But obviously I don't want that. So you can keep it very friendly and very professional, or keep it just basically decent. So we're basically done with all of these. Now the next thing we have is like the text direction. You can fix out the direction of the text whenever you want to. You can keep it stacked, rotate it, and have more options to actually align it, resize it, left margin, right margin, do not auto-fit. And you can also fix out the alignments from the top or bottom, middle, top center, middle centered, bottom centered. You can fix them up all at once from the format shapes. You can also fix out the text horizontal. You can see the directions, rotate it anytime you want to, and you can also fix it up anytime you want to. Now, the next thing, what I'm going to show you is going to be the line text. You can also align text at the middle, bottom, or the top. And you can also have more options, which is going to basically help you to fix it according to the measurements. But that is very complicated and also takes up a lot of time. But if you want to customize it according to what you exactly want, you are good to go. You just have to spend a bit more time and fix it up according to your need. The last one which you have is convert to smart art. You can also convert your list into any smart art you want to. You can have this like this. It's going to open up another menu for you, and you'll be able to format anytime you want to. So the last thing which we have is this, extension of our paragraph, option. From here, you'll be able to fix in the general indentation and spacing, the indentation levels, and the spacing of your lines, or even your paragraph. You'll be able to fix all of these at once onto this platform or in this box. Okay? So thank you for watching this video up till the very end, and hope you understood about everything in this class. If you have any confusion or any question, feel free to ask me anytime. I'm always there to help you out. So without any further ado, let's move on to our next class of PowerPoint, where we are going to learn about the drawing sets or the drawing tools and the rest of the home menu.